Well, I'd like to, let's see, let's get that out of the way. I'd like to continue with really examining what I can do in a lot of different avenues with my right hand. Because I feel for guitar, the left hand is feeding notes in, but it's the right hand that's really executing an awful lot of the music. And so it's really what's going on here, what's happening here, that's producing what's going on overall. But this is, of course, the tonal palette is up here, and what notes are we feeding in together. Um, but the execution of the tone, that's this. This is it, And so now my last video, I was concentrated on the just a single, that sort of a figure, right? So let's go beyond that, okay? Because we've already covered that. So let's move on. So what's the opposite of the rest stroke would be the free stroke, which is oftentimes when we're creating a chordal type of thing. And the cool thing about using fingerstyle guitar is that you can have almost the effect of a pianist where they come down on all the notes simultaneously. Boom, right? We can do that. In other words, every single note happened pretty dang close to each other. And I'm sure there's not one pianist in the world that can probably do it exactly, everything exact on time. So there are little inequalities, and it's very easy for us to glissando. Right? So, anyways, so free stroke is what we'll use when we're doing, chordal. Right? So, and again, string blocking comes into play, when I'm not playing, depending on the strike quality that I want from the thing. Right? So, so that's the big quality of, an independent thumb. That's another thing, separate that thumb from the fingers. That's really helpful to get. Right? So I'm not going to go for that one. We've done that one enough times too. But yeah, separating the thumb, creating maybe bass lines, or alternating maybe roots fives, whatever, but the thumb independence, that's really handy. Then what else would I do with this? Well, there was a guy I seen a couple of nights ago, and he taught me this one. Tap. Brush up. Brush down. Thumb brush up. Tap. Okay? So, say, okay, well, what is that? That's exactly my same question. when he ever presented that to me. What is that? Right? Never, ever realizing until the next time, he says, well, that's every basic flamenco move. And you've just learned that, we do a lot of tapping. And if you do that, right? And this one's flesh. That one's nails, right? And that's nails too, right? Because you're coming out like that. So you can actually even hear the differences. Say I mute the fretboard, you can hear it. They have a mellow sound right there. Boom, bop, boom, bop. Right? Shut up. Bright. Shut up. Shut up. So, right? But if I want right? So there's all these little tonal elements incorporated into this business. And if you put this into a bolero context, or what do they call it? Right? Right. So you get some cool little things out of it. It's really, really interesting stuff. Right? It's so easy and so quick. Right? So shows the capability of the right hand to create all kinds of sound, timbral, tonal variations. And that's what's really great about this hand on guitar. Okay, always just think about that. That's the main project of this hand, is to create the different styles that, right? There's even that, right? So amazing stuff what you can do with this hand. Now I want to also include the little buddy of the right hand, and that's the pick. So picking, pretty much essentially the same thing as the rest stroke that we visited in the other video. So I brush across the string, but I kind of move downwards and bury the pick into the next string. So I'm really feeling like I'm going down, almost, boom. I'm coming in like this, like I'm going to dive into the sound hole. Okay? And then my upstroke is basically just following a pathway that I did down. So if you can get that, develop that. This is great stuff to just do as no tone chicks. Right? So you're going to get all that kind of rhythmic effect from out of that, okay? And there's a lot of string blocking involved in all of these things that we've already discussed too. Then there's the tricks that can happen with the pick. One of them in particular, if we think about back well, I don't think I actually did show this one, but if you are doing harmonics, right? So with just my free hand, it's very simple to do. I'm just going to use my thumb as my activator, and my index finger is pointing out the particular okay. If I do it this way, it's going to be this. I'm going to hold the pick differently. I'm not going to hold it with my thumb and index. I'm going to transfer that to my thumb and middle, and now I have my and it gets a little brighter attack, you can see, from the pick. Okay, but and you can be kind of general, right? Right there, I just did an A chord, and so I kind of diagonally beelined through that, and I kind of almost circled around and did that to get that shape. Right? So there's some cool things you got to think about when you're doing that, but that's the whole secret to that. Thumb, middle, hanging onto the pick, index finger doing the harmonics. Okay? So that's one thing. Then there's also the choke picking. And that's how another way we could get harmonics. So I used to do a cool little right. So getting palm harmonics. I'm actually initiating the harmonic on the back side of my hand. Then there's also this thing called choke picking. So what's happening is I'm picking so close that what's happening is the pick goes across the string, and then my flesh is there immediately afterwards. So the flesh contacts the node of the string and creates the harmonic. So it's not much different than me just having the picking behind the thing and my index finger touching the string at the same time. So this can happen pretty straight on. Here's another thing, okay? Now what I just did there was I can mute the string with my thumb. So I get, let's get it. Another thing that I do a little different, and I've developed this myself over the years, is I pick a little different than conventional. I know conventional is really just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and it becomes a wrist thing. It's kind of more like this, right? Right? Something like that, right? I've gone down to just, right? This is all out of the picture, so I can get quite quick because it's really just right there. And I can easily kick back into that effect too. So, but anyways, that's, oh, and there's chicken picking, of course. We got to cover that too. So what chicken picking does is you can have a downstroke that just becomes a no tone chick. And if you cover it back with an upstroke, right? I can actually do this lazily, and I could do like a something like a so we're going to pretend that open G, non short and sweetened. Right? So it's something similar to that. Kind of like a hiccup, right? Right? So that's that idea of the chicken picking. And so you can, it could be multiple times of it too. Right? And then maybe that right? So then you finally put in a real note. So that's chicken picking. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of cover all the possibilities, and I'm sure there's many more too that this hand is capable of. So between tapping and everything else. So right hand, really great. Being a lefty, having dexterity up here, even greater.